What is going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. I reported earlier breaking news out of Michigan, shout out, that the man that killed Naziah Harris, Jarvis Butts, was found dead in his prison cell this morning. And they're saying, like we said earlier, the cause of death was him taking himself out of here, if you know what I'm talking about. But a little bit more news has come and trickled out about this, and I just want to show it to you real quick, and I'm going to come back and give you my honest opinion now that he done took his life, and we'll be back in a second.
Starts with breaking news.
Our breaking story today, the man convicted of murdering 13-year-old Naziah Harris found dead in his cell. Good afternoon, I'm Allie Hoxie. The Michigan Department of Corrections confirms Jarvis Butts was found dead inside of a prison intake center in Jackson. A spokesperson says that staff members tried to revive him, but he died shortly after 6:45 this morning. His death is being investigated as a suicide. 2 weeks ago, Butts was sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison for killing Naziah Harris. Prosecutors say Butts murdered the teen after finding out that she was pregnant with his child. Her body has never been found. In addition to Naziah's murder, Butts was sentenced in 5 other criminal cases involving criminal sexual conduct. Michigan State Police had been called in to investigate the death of the 42-year-old. Stick with 7 News Detroit and WXYZ.com throughout the day as we continue to learn more.
We begin with a stunning development in a case that captured headlines nationwide. The Detroit man convicted of murdering 13-year-old Naziah Harris was found dead in prison this morning.
A spokesperson from the Michigan Department of Corrections told us Jarvis Butts died by suicide as state police follow up with an investigation.
Welcome to CBS News Detroit at 5. I'm Terrence Friday.
And I'm Rochelle Graham in for Shayna Humphreys. Back in February, Butts pleaded guilty to the murder of Naziah Harris, along with 5 separate sexual assault cases. CBS News Detroit's Jack Springate spoke to one of Naziah's family members. Jack.
Well, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office told us after his sentencing that Jarvis Butts needed to submit a truthful statement regarding Naziah Harris's body, but that isn't being made public. However, they did say the statements were crucial in bringing closure to some members of Naziah's family.
He, as well as other family members and the public, have been waiting, for 2 years now to know, where Naziah is.
However, Naziah's adult cousin, Roxy, says she's still waiting. She claims the only family members who saw the statement are the ones Naziah lived with when she went missing.
They apparently only have knowledge of that information.
That was on January 9th, 2024, when the 13-year-old was last seen getting off her bus on Detroit's east side. Police conducted numerous searches, but they never found her body. Butts pleaded guilty to murdering her on February 12th of this year. Butts' death comes 2 weeks after a judge sentenced him to up to 60 years in prison for murdering Naziah. He was also serving time for sex crimes against 4 other survivors.
I did get to talk to one survivor today. She expressed to me that she can finally breathe after feeling suffocated for so many years.
Roxy says she's working to create the Naziah Rapid Response Recovery Team to help get answers and advocate for families with similar cases. Now, we may still find out where Naziah's body is, as the Detroit Police Department issued a statement saying they're still committed to searches in hopes of finding Naziah's body. Now, the Michigan Department of Corrections told us they couldn't say whether Butts had any cellmates, while the Michigan State Police continue their investigation. Live in studio, I'm Jack Springate, CBS News Detroit.
All right, guys, it's affirmed that he took his own self out of here in I guess a prison transport place. They must take him to a place before they're heading to prison. And it was too much for him. But it wasn't too much for him to do what he did out here. And that's the thing I want you to think about. I said before that, people that do stuff to kids have the mindset usually around the age of the person they do something to. This girl was 12, 13 years old. And this guy made a decision to do what he did with her, which was an atrocity in itself, as well as other victims that he did, including his own kid. You know what I mean? It's all different types of evil in the world, but it's still evil. You know, I don't know how I feel about the situation. To be honest with you, I'm sitting in here waiting for my daughter to get off the bus. And, you know, just thinking about the world and what'll be out here after I'm gone, with her being a young lady, or it's scary, man. It's absolutely scary. I was talking to one of my sons that lives in Baltimore right now, and he got a little girl. And I'm like, man, I don't know how the world gonna be when she's 18 years old and how people are going, because at the rate it's going now, people have no shame, no regard for authority. It's just wide open out here. You know, I said what I said about her family, you know, which I don't know, and I'm gonna sure some of them are hurting, where this little girl mattered to them, you know, but some people turned a blind eye, and I still believe that. This guy could not get close unless it was a structured system in place that showed that she was protected, and protected admirably, to where if something did go wrong, she had somebody she could tell and something would be done about it. See, I'm gonna tell you something about a predator. They only prey on those that they feel are weak, unprotected, and in the opportunity where it presents itself, the way they think they can get away with it. This guy was the worst of the worst. Dog shit. And there's nothing more you can say about it. Do I feel sorry or anything like this? No. But you know, being honest, he's the one that committed the atrocity. His people didn't. His sister went and spoke in court and said, hey, I'm a survivor of being violated. And he seen what I went through. For him to do that, it brings back all kind of PTSD on herself. And I understood that. You know what I mean? You can be a piece of shit asshole dude that be out here and do bad things, but a lot of times you could have good family members. So if anything, my heart and prayers go out to those good family members on his side that had to deal with this embarrassment and shame on their family, as well as those that came forward to speak and show courage and give this little girl a voice where she's not here to speak for herself. And that's the part that's sad about this. This guy put in this girl's head and heart adult problems and situations that she was not even equipped to even deal with, all in an attempt to expose her physically, use her till he used her up. Then she had no more value to him, and his secret was about to get out, so he eviscerated her. And that's why I got a problem with the justice system. And I keep saying this, nothing is balanced when it comes to crime and punishment. Somebody like this should not be allowed in society. Hell, I'll take banishment, but I prefer a death penalty, swift and just. It's just upsetting to me, man, that this girl died and she was around her last moments probably with him. She never saw it coming. And then for him to sit up there and the justice system with all of these witnesses and people that cared about this little girl, have him sit there and not say nothing and have his head down like he's ashamed of it because the spotlight's on him, when he wasn't, when he did the crime, and he wasn't able to be, he wasn't forced to stand up, make a speech, and be accountable for all the shit that he did. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm done talking about this whole thing, man. I mean, my heart bleeds for this child. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. They said he took himself out of here. Time of death is 6:45. Now, a lot of you guys that have been locked up, usually they have the count, the midnight count, around 3, 4 in the morning, depending on the jail. So between that time and the time that he was found, I think that's when he did what he did. And that's why he couldn't be revived, because he was gone for a while. when they came in there and found him. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. And one more thing too. I'm more than sure the aunt that was supposedly dating him and the grandmother who he would be sleeping over her house, I'm more than sure they breathed a sigh of relief. And not from the fact that this dude is dead, you know, but I think that kind of the sigh of relief that they breathed is one of, you know, their secret dies with him. Because I mean, no matter what you tell me, man, you cannot tell me that these people did not know something was going on. And I'm gonna leave it at that.